was honestly a remarkable day and one I'll never forget.
Was it hard for you to decide to get me a cochlear implant, and how did you make that decision?
Actually, after the screening was failed and after some of the additional testing, I was actually praying that it would be a really clear-cut decision that we would need to either do the cochlear implant or that you would receive benefit from hearing aids. And I remember vividly going into the sound booth with you, and I would have on hearing protection, and you would be there with your hearing aids adjusted as well as they could, and you'd just be smiling away, and my ears would be ringing, and the floor would be throbbing, and you would be not at all able to receive any benefit. So I was very thankful that it was a very clear-cut decision for us to get the cochlear implant, because we knew without it that your language development was only going to be limited by our ability to learn sign language, and that was very scary for me. Do you feel different from your siblings or other kids because you have a cochlear implant?
I do not feel any different than my siblings or any of my peers because I have cochlear implants, because I'm just as social and I can do just as much as them. Do you remember the first time I heard, and how did you feel?
On the day that you got your implant activated, it was quite an experience. We were in a rush to get to Kansas City with 3 little kids. We knew that the day was going to be exciting, and there was a lot of anticipation. They kept telling us that the greatest thing that could happen is that you would cry. And so it felt weird thinking, as long as we get her to cry, this is going to be great. But you cried, but you also lit up. And it was the coolest, most rewarding thing to just feel affirmed that there was a little piece that you didn't have access to, but because of the cochlear implant being activated, then you now had access. And I will never, and obviously we tell you this story all the time, but here's Sydney just peering over the tray of the high chair saying to you, and she's, barely speaking herself, and she's asking, "Hear me, baby?" So it was honestly a remarkable day, and one I'll never forget, but just one that I'm very thankful for.